Yeah, I mean, I put out records and stuff in high school before that one, and then even like 2 years before that one, the self-titled record, this one came out called Palisade. That's like an acoustic duo record. Me and my bass player Michael, who still plays with me, played upright on that record. So I've been doing it for a little while.
I was lost, cursing everything that I come across. I was wounded, I was weak. I didn't realize I needed a drink of your water. Your water. It floods my memory and it quenches my soul. I was busted, I was broke, drowning in the darkness and starting to choke. I was struggling, I was stranded, but then I bent down and cupped my hands in your water, your water. It floods my memory and it quenches my soul. I was fumbling and frustrated. I was sluggish and sedated. I was wounded. I was wasted. I was blind up until I tasted your water. Your water. It floods my memory and it quenches my soul. It floods my memory and it quenches my soul.
You know, like 8 or so, my parents bought me that guitar, that nylon string guitar, and once I figured out like kind of how that capo works, and I could play G, C, D, and E minor. I went to church a lot growing up, so they kind of let me go down front, not plugged in or anything, but like with my little acoustic guitar, play along, and the other guitar players and the bass player kind of showed me what was up. I kind of learned my basics that way. And then when I was in like, 8th grade or so, I started trying to put bands together with just, friends from school. And eventually found Mike, my current bass player, who we just both loved blues music. So we really connected over that, and we were like the only two kids in Purcell, Oklahoma who gave a damn about like Cream or, Robert Johnson or, anything really that wasn't football. So we bonded over that and started gigging quite a bit. And in high school we made a record under a band name called Hotel Love. You can't find that. It's not even on the internet, man. And then I moved away after I graduated high school for like 6 months, and I worked at a recording studio and realized that I'm not an engineer. It's like, I gotta play music, so I moved back, and within like a year or so, we made Palisade, which is that acoustic record. I actually sold the Rickenbacker guitar to fund that record. I got like 2 days in the studio for a Rickenbacker guitar, but it was worth it, because then after that, we met a real engineer, and like we went back and made the self-titled record with the same guy we made Palisade with, and that was, I think we released the self-titled record when I was 20, it was right before I turned 21. first instrument was technically one of those little plastic drum set things, but before too long I wanted a real instrument, so I convinced my parents I needed a guitar, and they got me I think it was like an Oscar Schmidt. I've still got it at the house, one of those little 3/4 size, like $50 nylon string guitars. And like at one point I wanted the guitar to be louder, and my dad was like, well, let's put some metal strings on it. They make metal strings, and like we snapped the neck, and like it's screwed together with like a drywall screw. Yeah, but I still play that guitar often. It's always out in the house, you know, because it's so light and tiny. I can carry it around. Growing up, I didn't know any professional musicians. I didn't know anybody growing up who made a living playing music. So it took me until I was probably 15 or so to realize that you could be a musician, and not that there were people outside of like people on the radio, basically, or people that my dad had records of. Like, I didn't think that anybody else made music besides these people, you know, with the exception of in church. But like in my mind, while the same church music and you know, pop, they're all music, the experience and like the purpose was different in church, I guess. So and nobody got paid to play at church that I was aware of. I wasn't getting paid. So I wasn't aware that it was an option. And once it started happening, once I started being able to like book gigs and like make a record, and then like people show up, you know, once the crowds got to like more than 20 people, like I'm pumped. You know, I'm just grateful to get to do this. Yeah. I really love Tom Waits. Tom Waits like kind of broke open a lot of doors in my mind for kind of what a song can be. Filipino box spring hog. It's almost nonsense, but after a few listens, like I knew what he was talking about. I was like, oh yeah, I've made a Filipino box spring hog. It's when you throw everything you got left in the kitchen together and make something. Like I don't know. That's really what the song's about. Like if you read the lyrics, that's what it's about. And but it jams. So for me, like he was a big, it was like a big hurdle. And at first, I didn't know what to do with it. You know, like I was like, this guy sounds like Cookie Monster, and like he's got this song about a kid who's an eyeball, the eyeball kid, and it's just about he doesn't have any arms or legs. He's just an eyeball, the sentient eyeball kid. So for me, Tom Waits is a big one, but I also really love like Tin Pan Alley style songwriting, like the Cole Porter stuff, like the amount of wordplay, and a lot of those songs were crafted with a purpose. So, you know, like they had all these parameters they had to meet. Like a lot of times they were writing for a show, like a Broadway play or something. So it's like, okay, we got to get the story from here to here in 3 minutes, and they'll like do that flawlessly. You know, develop character plus 2 key changes plus alliteration, you know, squeezed all down into this tiny thing. There's this Cole Porter, or Ella Fitzgerald sings a Cole Porter songbook. That blew my mind. I just wasn't aware of Cole Porter's songs, I think, you know, but those performances just glued me to it. Sweet. You guys tired of me noodling yet? Or
Thanks for watching the Vault Sessions. Every view and subscription we get helps us buy guitars for kids. Click here to subscribe, click here to watch more Vault Sessions, and visit our website here to learn more about our Guitars for Kids program. We'll see you next week.